Planting fall garlic made quick and easy, from soil prep to perfect cloves, by the Soil Science Garden. There's something deeply satisfying about planting garlic in the fall. It's one of those quiet, almost meditative gardening rituals, tucking individual cloves into the soil, knowing that months from now they'll transform into full, flavorful bulbs. If you've ever wanted a crop that rewards patience with big results, garlic is it. On the Soil Science Garden, we don't just plant, we understand what's happening beneath the surface. And when it comes to garlic, the real magic starts in the soil long before the first clove goes in. Whether you're a beginner trying garlic for the first time or an experienced grower looking to boost your yields, this guide will walk you through everything. From building the perfect soil using compost and bone meal to planting each clove the right way for maximum growth. Let's get into it. Why fall is the best time to plant garlic? Garlic isn't like most crops. It actually needs a cold period to develop properly, a process called vernalization. When you plant in the fall, the cloves settle into the soil, grow roots, and then go dormant over winter. Once spring arrives, they wake up and start bulking into bulbs. If you plant garlic in spring, you'll usually get smaller bulbs, or even just single rounds instead of full heads. Fall planting gives garlic the head start it needs to thrive. But here's the key: timing matters. You want to plant garlic about 2 to 4 weeks before the ground freezes. In most regions, that's mid to late fall. The goal is simple: give your cloves enough time to root, but not enough to sprout too much above ground before winter hits. Alright, before you even touch the soil, your success begins with choosing the right type of garlic. There are two main categories: hardneck and softneck. Hardneck garlic produces fewer but larger cloves and is known for its rich, complex flavor. It also sends up a flower stalk, called a scape, which is a bonus edible. Now, softneck garlic, on the other hand, produces more cloves per bulb and stores longer, making it great if you want garlic that lasts months after harvest. For colder climates, hardneck varieties tend to perform better because they're more cold-hardy. In milder regions, softneck garlic often thrives. But here's something a lot of gardeners overlook: always plant seed garlic, not grocery store garlic. Store-bought garlic is often treated to prevent sprouting and may not be suited to your local climate. Now, understanding garlic's soil needs, this is where most people, honestly, go wrong. If there's one thing I've learned over the years, it's this: garlic is a soil crop first and a plant second. Garlic needs loose, well-drained, nutrient-rich soil. If your soil is compacted or poor in nutrients, your bulbs will be small, no matter how well you plant. Think of garlic like a root expansion project. The bigger and healthier the soil environment, the more space your bulbs have to grow. This is where compost and bone meal come in. Preparing your soil the right way is, honestly, one of the most important steps you can take. Let's break this down into a simple but powerful process. First, start by loosening your soil to about 8 to 12 inches deep. This is critical. Garlic roots need space to spread, and compact soil will restrict bulb development. If your soil is heavy clay, consider adding coarse sand or organic matter to improve the structure. Now let's talk about compost. Compost is the backbone of healthy soil. It improves structure, boosts microbial life, and provides a slow release of nutrients. Spread a generous layer, about 2 to 3 inches, over your planting area and mix it into the topsoil. This step alone can dramatically improve your garlic yield. But compost isn't enough on its own. Why is bone meal a game changer for garlic? Well, bone meal is one of those old school amendments that still works incredibly well, especially for root crops like garlic. It's rich in phosphorus, which is essential for root development. Strong roots early on mean bigger bulbs later. When preparing your bed, sprinkle bone meal into the soil and mix it in evenly. You don't need a lot, just enough to enrich the planting zone. The key is to ensure it's available where the roots will grow. Here's the synergy: compost feeds the soil ecosystem, while bone meal directly supports root growth. Together, they create the perfect foundation for garlic. Breaking and selecting your garlic cloves. Now, this part feels almost ceremonial, if you ask me. Take your garlic bulbs and gently break them apart into individual cloves. Do this just before planting, not weeks in advance, so they don't dry out. As you separate them, select the largest, healthiest cloves. These will produce the biggest bulbs. Smaller cloves can still be planted, but they'll typically result in smaller garlic heads. Don't peel the cloves. The papery skin protects them and helps prevent rot in the soil. Planting garlic cloves the right way. Now, this is where precision really matters. Each clove should be planted with the pointed end facing up and the flat root end facing down. I know it sounds obvious, but planting them upside down can actually delay growth or even reduce your yields. So, plant each clove about 2 inches deep if you're in a warmer climate, or up to 3 inches deep in colder regions. Space them about 4 to 6 inches apart, and keep your rows about 8 to 12 inches apart. There's a reason for all this spacing. Garlic just needs room to expand. If you crowd them, you'll end up with smaller bulbs and more competition for nutrients. As you place each clove into the soil, think of it as planting potential. Every clove is a future bulb, and how you treat it now really determines what you'll harvest later. Just cover the cloves gently with soil and firm it lightly. Don't go compacting it. Watering after planting is important. After you've got your cloves in the ground, go ahead and give your garlic a good watering. This helps settle the soil and kickstarts root development. But here's where a lot of folks slip up: overwatering. Garlic doesn't like soggy soil, not one bit. Once it's established, it actually prefers things to be on the drier side during winter dormancy. If your area gets regular rainfall, you might not need to water again until spring. The goal here is moisture, not saturation. Now, about mulching. Don't skip this step. Apply a thick layer of mulch, about 3 to 6 inches, using straw, dried leaves, or grass clippings. This layer acts as insulation, protecting your cloves from those extreme temperature swings. It also helps suppress weeds, retain moisture, and, over time, it'll improve your soil structure. In colder climates, mulch is essential. It keeps the soil from freezing and thawing over and over, which can actually push your cloves right out of the ground. So just think of mulch as your garlic's winter blanket. What happens over winter is, once planted and mulched, your garlic goes into a quiet phase. Below the surface, roots are slowly developing. Above ground, you might see little to no growth, and that's perfectly normal. This is the stage where patience comes in. You've done the work. Now the soil takes over. As temperatures rise in early spring, your garlic will begin to grow rapidly. The first thing you'll notice is green shoots emerging through the mulch. This is your signal to start paying attention again. At this stage, garlic benefits from nitrogen. You can top dress with compost or use a gentle organic fertilizer to support leafy growth. Keep the soil moderately moist, especially during active growth. Garlic needs consistent moisture in spring to build strong bulbs. If you planted hardneck garlic, you'll eventually see a curly flower stalk emerge. This is called a scape. While it looks interesting, it actually diverts energy away from bulb formation. For bigger garlic heads, you'll want to remove the scapes once they start to curl. The good news? They're edible and delicious. Think of them as a bonus harvest. By early to mid-summer, your garlic will start signaling that it's ready. The lower leaves will begin to turn yellow and dry out, while the upper leaves remain green. This is your cue. Don't wait until all the leaves are dead. By then, the bulbs may split or deteriorate. Carefully loosen the soil and lift the bulbs out. Don't pull them by the stems. You risk damaging them. After harvest, garlic needs to be cured. Lay the bulbs out in a dry, well-ventilated area away from direct sunlight. Leave them for about 2 to 3 weeks until the outer skins are dry and papery. Once cured, trim the roots and stems, and store your garlic in a cool, dry place. Properly cured garlic can last for months, sometimes even up to a year, depending on the variety. Even experienced gardeners make small mistakes that can impact garlic yields. Planting too shallow is one of them. Without enough soil coverage, cloves can be exposed to cold damage. Skipping soil preparation is another big one. Garlic won't thrive in poor soil, no matter how well you plant it. Overwatering, especially during winter, can lead to rot. Garlic prefers well-drained conditions. And finally, planting small or damaged cloves often leads to disappointing harvests. Every step matters, but once you understand the process, it becomes second nature. Garlic might seem like a long-term crop, but the actual work is simple and incredibly rewarding. You prepare the soil with care, enrich it with compost and bone meal, plant your cloves with intention, and then let nature do the rest. Months later, you're harvesting something you started with your own hands. That's what gardening is all about. If you found this guide helpful and want more soil-focused, science-backed gardening tips, make sure you're part of the Soil Science Garden community. Subscribe to the channel, share this with a fellow gardener, and keep growing smarter, not harder. Your soil has the answers. You just need to unlock them.